My name is Jason Fladland. Welcome to this call. Wilson and I are honored to have you here, and it's with great delight that we present to you our special guest for this evening, Shane. Shane, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, Jason and Will, and hello, everyone.
Take it away, Shane. We're ready to learn.
All right, here we go. So, welcome. As you can see on the slide in front of you, this webinar is going to be about keyword research and how important that is for SEO and traffic generation in general. Here, just as a very, very quick mini introduction, this is me, just so you have kind of a face to associate with the voice you'll be hearing. I'm Shane Malach. I'm a half Irish guy from Switzerland, and I run this, I co-own this company called Swissmade Marketing. And that's it. I don't want to give you like, a rags to riches story or tell you about my cats or whatever, because I think we have more important stuff to get to. So here's the stuff we want to get to, and it's quite a bit, so fasten your seatbelts and get your notepads ready. The first thing I want to talk about is keyword research and some of the myths and misinformation that unfortunately is all over the place when it comes to keyword research. And of course I also want to show you how to do it right. I don't just want to talk about what's wrong with it, I want to show you how to do it right. We're going to look at some very, very practical methods for finding profitable keywords. And I'm going to give you an example of how I would select keywords, not just one single one, but how I would select an entire group of keywords for building a niche site. All right. So with that said, I don't know if you do niche marketing yourself, or maybe you have a blog or you sell your own products, but in almost every case you need traffic, and one great source of traffic is, of course, SEO, getting traffic from Google. And for me personally, like the first thing that I discovered when I discovered this affiliate marketing, internet marketing thing, the first thing I learned about was the idea of niche marketing, which is basically the idea of you find a bunch of good keywords, you build small targeted sites around those keywords, you get traffic from Google, and you monetize that traffic with affiliate links or maybe with AdSense ads or something like that. And so I set out to try that out for myself. And if you want to guess how much money my first niche site made me, if you're guessing anything below $1, you're right. Of course, my first site was a catastrophe. It didn't make me any money at all. And so was my second and my third. It took me quite a while before this started working. So one of the things I did is I tried to learn as much as possible on the topic. I bought a lot of ebooks and courses and signed up for membership sites and all kinds of stuff to try and learn as much as I could about SEO and niche marketing. And some of the stuff I learned was very useful.
Hey, Shane, can I stop you there for Shane? Shane?
Yeah.
Hey, Shane, let me stop you there for a second. I'd love to hear from the audience, like how many of you are affiliate marketers and have niche sites that you're trying to get ranked and trying to make money from? Just type yes in the question box if you would. All right, I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Now, out of those yeses, how many of you are making, a lot of money with it? Just type a lot or a little for me. Yep, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, one person's making some decent money. Another, what's money, says Tony. So, good. So you just heard Shane tell you that he was in the same boat, right? He had some niche, some niche sites, and how much did he make? He asked you to guess, and he says, less than $1. Yep, less than $1. So he's been where you are. So follow what he's going to say here. Pay very close attention because he made the leap and he made it work. So pay very close attention here. Thanks, Shane.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I mean, and really, it is. As I said, it wasn't just like at the very beginning. It took me quite a while to make this work. So seriously, like, don't worry about it. Everybody starts with zero traffic, and hopefully with the things we're going to talk about and look at right now, that will help you make a difference if you are among those who are having trouble with all this. So as I said, some of the stuff I learned was pretty good. Some of it wasn't so good, and I kind of had to learn the hard way what the common factor was why all of my niche sites failed. And that is keyword research, okay? The thing that I was doing wrong was keyword research. And it took me way too long to realize. And here's the thing, as Jason actually said at the beginning, any kind of SEO traffic generation is a linear process. It begins with keywords, and if you're doing niche marketing, you then build or buy a domain based on those keywords. You create content, build out a website, you do promotion, backlink building, and whatnot, and then ultimately you hopefully get top rankings for those keywords that you picked, and that's where you get traffic and where you start making money. But it is a linear process, right? And the problem is if for some reason you start out with the wrong kind of keyword, I don't know, the method you use to pick the keyword is just not good, or the data you use to assess keywords is not right, then this affects everything down the line. And on the other hand, if you start out with a good keyword, this again affects every other step down the line. So that's what you really want. If you start out with a good keyword, it makes the whole process a lot easier and you will see success. Another way of saying that is that if you do all of the steps along the line right, this is exactly what I did. Okay, I did all of the steps right except one. And guess what? The one step I did wrong was keyword research, and this basically means that the entire project is just doomed to fail. And this took me a long time to realize. You can tweak and build more backlinks and do better content and so on forever, and you won't make any money unless your keywords are selected correctly. And that's what I want to show you how to do on this webinar. To do that, we're going to look at the crucial keyword metrics. Everything you need to know about keywords to be able to determine beforehand, is this a good keyword? Am I going to be able to make money from this keyword? That's what we're going to look at. And just a quick warning, for those of you who are kind of veterans, if you've been doing this for a long time, I'm going to start with something very basic, but we're going to get into more complex stuff very, very quickly. All right. Crucial keyword metrics. There are 3 of those. I'm going to talk about them and also show you the practical application of all this. Okay, keyword metric number 1 is search volume. You want to know how many people are actually looking for this keyword, how many people are there doing this search, how much traffic can I get? That's pretty straightforward, right? That's the first thing you want to know about a keyword. And the most important thing you have to know about this concerns match types. And this is the first myth or lie about keyword research that is unfortunately very common. So if I go to the Google keyword tool, this is the free Google keyword tool. I'm sure you've seen it. I go here and I type in an example keyword like dog training, and I click on search. Google then comes back with my keyword and a bunch of alternative suggestions for keywords. And it tells me the search volume right here. Right? It tells me, well, it says local monthly searches is 1,000 because it's in Switzerland, so I'm going to remove that to avoid confusion here. But anyway, it brings me back the keyword and the search volume. And at first glance, this is all we need to know, right? Dog training gets searched for 1.5 million times. However, if you look over here, there's this box here with match types, and it says broad, exact, and phrase. And I'm going to tick all 3 here and wait for this to reload. And now we see a different picture. We see we have 3 versions of our keyword, and one of them says 1.5 million searches, the other one says 823,000 searches, and the third one says 74,000 searches. Now, before you go after a keyword, you'd want to know how much traffic it gets. Is it closer to 1.5 million or is it closer to 74,000? That's a pretty significant difference right there, right? Now, the short answer is the exact match, the one in brackets, in square brackets. This is the only number that matters if you're doing SEO. Okay, this is the only number that has any significance for SEO. And here's why. Let me explain what these 3 match types mean. If I go to Google over here and I type in dog space training, enter. This is an exact search for dog training. Okay, and what Google tells me is that 74,000 people per month type in dog space training, enter, and nothing else. And here's why this is important. If we look at the top rankings here, this is the top organic listing. Look at some of these pages. This page here is being seen by about 74,000 people a month. However, if I modify this search and I say dog training schools or dog training collars or dog training tips, you see that we get a different set of results, right? For every one of these modified keywords, we get a different set of results. And of course, it could also be something like, let's say, dog training collars reviews. All of these keywords that I just showed here are phrase match searches for dog training because this phrase here is in each of them, right? But every time we get a different set of results. So what Google is telling me here is that about 800,000 times a month, someone searches for something containing these two words in this order, plus any number of other words. And then finally, for the broad match, if I type in something like training a dog to walk on a leash. This here, again, a completely different set of results. This here is a broad match search for dog training because these two words are still contained in the search. So what Google is telling me here is that 1.5 million people a month search for something containing both of these words in any kind of order in the keyword. But of course, if you're ranked for, let's say, the keyword dog training, it's not like 1.5 million people a month will see that top ranking because they're searching for all kinds of stuff. What you can be sure of is that 74,000 people a month will see that listing, that top listing. That's those who perform the exact search, dog training, as I did in the beginning, right? And that is the crucial difference between the match types. And that is why for anything to do with SEO, when you're doing keyword research, the only number to pay attention to is the exact match number, which also happens to be the smallest number, unfortunately. And this is, I believe, why it's often not mentioned. Okay, I've seen so many courses about keyword research where the difference between the match types is never mentioned. And the reason is that broad match is a bigger number, and therefore it looks better. And here's, that's why it's kind of a lie of omission. People don't tell you about it because it makes it easier for them to sell you stuff. Here's stuff that I've seen. I've seen this kind of thing on sales pages, where someone gives you an example, and this is just a random keyword I picked. Let's say green ice cream, and says, look, I'm ranking #1 for green ice cream out of 150 million competing sites. That's rubbish to begin with, and we'll get to that in a second. And then they show you proof. I have #1 ranking, and look at how many searches this keyword gets. 18,000 a month. It's pretty good, right? Bragging rights. But if we know about match types and we go in here, we type in green ice cream, we know about the match types. We can see the broad match is 18,000, but the actual exact match search volume for this keyword is only 320 a month, which isn't really that much to brag about. I mean, it's not necessarily too bad. I'll take 320 visitors a month, but it's nothing to brag about compared to what they do brag about. So I think that's probably the main reason why this is often not mentioned. But as I'm sure you can see, it's really, really important to work with the right kind of numbers. Otherwise, you're building a site, you get it ranked, and you don't get a fraction of the visitors you were expecting. All right, so much for that. That's search volume. The second crucial keyword metric is keyword value, because I don't only want to know how many people are searching for this, how much traffic can I get. I also want to know how likely am I going to be able to make money from this keyword, because it's not always the same. Depending on what people search, they may or may not be looking to spend money. Now, the only way to know for sure, let me just quickly mention that the only way to know for sure about how valuable a keyword is to look at the analytics for your existing traffic, okay? That's the only way to be 100% sure, but we want to look at some general guidelines on how you can look at keywords before you start campaigning for them, before you start building content and backlinks and so on. How you can look at keywords and know in advance that you're likely to make money from them. So very general guidelines is the more specific a keyword is, the more likely it is that you'll be able to make money from it, especially if it contains product names or brand names. All right. So here's an example for a highly specific keyword. If someone's searching for boots, if you look at the keyword boots, that gets a lot of searches, I'm sure. But one of the problems is, what is this person really looking for? And it's very difficult to create a page and rank that for a general keyword and know what am I going to offer this person. If we look at a more specific kind of keyword, like, let's say, women's leather hiking boots, would probably have a much lower search volume, but the advantage is that this person knows exactly what they're looking for, which means you can offer them exactly what they're looking for. You can create a page where you say, hey, this, here's my review of the best women's hiking boots made out of real leather. And you can affiliate link to Amazon or whatever and make some money. So if you can offer, if you have highly specific search terms, you can offer highly specific products and make more money that way. And the same is with product names and brand names. By the time someone is typing in a product name or a brand name, they know what they want and they're more likely to be spending money. Now you can also look for keyword modifiers that indicate that someone's looking to spend money, and one of them is a review. If someone's looking for a review, that's like the second to last step before they're ready to buy something. Just check out some reviews. And even better are modifiers like coupon, cheap, best price, discount, and so on. Any kind of discount keyword modifier, that's perfect, because someone who's looking for a coupon is like just about to buy, right? They have their credit card in hand. They're just seeing if they can get it slightly cheaper. So if you can offer a coupon, maybe as an affiliate, even if you can just write a page that says nothing but, sorry, there are no coupons for this product, but you can buy it here, even that can help. Okay, and then there's another factor that you can use for any kind of keyword, and that is you can look at the AdWords cost per click and the AdWords competition. If you look at these values, and we'll go back in here into the Google Keyword Tool. If you look at the approximate cost per click for an ad on this page or an ad in these search results, and we look at the competition, the AdWords competition, this also gives us an indication of whether or not there is money to be made off of a keyword. And here's why. The cost per click tells us how much money an advertiser is willing to spend per visitor for this keyword. And the competition level tells us how many advertisers are bidding for this keyword, how many advertisers are buying ads in Google for this keyword. Now, logically, if we look at a keyword like this, where to buy green tea ice cream, it has high competition and people are willing to spend $134 or even $177 per click. If they're spending that amount of money per visitor, they must be making money at the other end of this keyword, right? Otherwise, they would have stopped paying for this ad, right? On the other hand, if you have something like this, green tea or green ice cream, you have very few competitors and they're willing to spend 79 cents. It's not too bad, but it's not a lot either, or 34 cents for the exact match. There's not that much money to be made on the other end of this ad. Otherwise, they'd be willing to spend more money, right? So that's something you can, I mean, does that make sense so far? If you can see that people are spending money on this traffic and many people are trying to buy this traffic, you can be pretty sure they're making money. So that's an indication that a keyword is potentially profitable. And that's one of the things you can do, when you're putting together your keywords, where before you even start building a website, you can be damn sure that there's money to be made once you get the traffic. Now, factor number 3 is competition strength. If we have determined how many visitors we're likely to get from a keyword, and we are sure that there's, or we're fairly sure that there's probably money to be made from a keyword, we want to know how difficult or easy is it going to be to actually get my website or my web page ranked for this specific keyword. And this is the trickiest part. It's also the part where you've probably learned a few methods that are completely wrong. And that's what I want to remedy today. The worst thing here, the worst myth about keyword research is what I call the keyword research recipe. And I cannot tell you how often I've seen this. I have seen this so often in membership sites and ebooks and whatnot. Sometimes it seems like everyone's teaching this recipe and it's completely wrong. And it's difficult for me to convince you that it's wrong because everyone teaches it. But in about 5 minutes, if I do my job right, this myth will be shattered for you once and for all. So here we go. The keyword recipe goes like this. Find a keyword with at least X amount of searches per month and fewer than Y competing pages. Okay, the numbers X and Y can be different depending on where you're reading this. So an example could be find a keyword with at least 3,000 searches a month and fewer than 40,000 competing pages. Or maybe with at least 1,000 a month and fewer than 100,000 competing pages. I've seen all kinds of different numbers here. And I'm sure you've seen this as well. I'm sure you've seen some kind of a piece of advice like this as well. Now, there are two problems with it. The first one we already looked at. Unless it's exactly determined whether this is broad match, phrase match, or exact match, this is already a problem, looking at the amount of searches. This must be specified as exact match, otherwise it's pointless. If we look at the number of competing pages, okay, what does this mean? Number of competing pages. Here's what it means. You take your keyword and you search for it in quotes in Google, and you look at how many pages are returned in the results. So for example, I type in dog training manual in quotes, and Google tells me it finds 194,000 results. So very quickly, what are we doing when we type a keyword in quotes into Google? We're telling Google, please show me all of the pages you can find containing this exact phrase, okay, containing exactly these keywords in exactly this order. Anywhere on the page, it can be in the title, it can be anywhere in the context of the page, doesn't matter. If this phrase is on the page, please bring it back, okay? So Google is telling us it finds about 200,000 pages containing dog training manual. Fair enough. So what does this have to do with competition? There are two assumptions made in the keyword recipe. Because the idea is the lower this number, the lower the number of competing pages, the easier it is to rank for a keyword. The first assumption is that all of those pages are competing for this keyword, which is of course wrong. Because, you know, a page might have dog training manual somewhere in the text, but it's not trying to, nobody's trying to rank that page for the keyword dog training manual. If you think about it, you know, most of the content on most web pages is just content, and it's not the target keyword. So the first assumption is already a bit wonky. We can't really assume that every one of these pages is trying to rank for this keyword, but let's leave that aside. Assumption number two is that more competitors means stronger competition. So the idea is, if all of these pages are trying to rank for this keyword, the more people are trying to rank for the keyword, the more difficult it is to rank for that keyword. And that almost seems logical, doesn't it? More competitors equals more difficult. Unfortunately, this is also wrong. And the truth is that there's no connection between the competition volume and the competition strength. To illustrate this, I want to give you an example that has nothing to do with SEO. Instead, imagine that you're on a racetrack and you have to compete in two races. In both races, you are supplied with this car here. I'm not much of a car person, so I just looked for a picture of an awesome looking car, and that seems like a car that probably would be pretty good on a racetrack. So there you go. That's the car you get for both races. And in race number one, you will be racing against 20 competitors. Those 20 competitors will be equipped with this car here. This is a Reliant Robin. It's powered by a lawnmower engine, more or less. It has 3 wheels, and it has a tendency to tip on its side when it goes around corners. So as you can imagine, this first race will be rather easy to win for you. And the fact that there are 20 guys in these crappy little cars trying to race against you really won't stop you from winning. In race number 2, there's only one competitor. So the competition volume is 20 times lower in race number 2. But this competitor is a professional Formula 1 driver in his Formula One car. And as you can easily see, even though there are 20 times fewer competitors in the second race, there's absolutely no way you will win that race. So interestingly, when it comes, and I'm stating the obvious here, right? So interestingly, when it comes to a real-life situation like a race with cars involved, it's completely clear to us that the number of cars in the race really have nothing to do with how difficult the race is. In fact, if you wanted to know in advance how likely you are to get the pole position in this race, to win the race, you would want to know things like the horsepower, the top speed, acceleration rate, and the driver and the experience level of the driver, and things like that. You'd want to know that about the fastest cars in the race. And if you know that, then you can make an estimate of whether or not you can win the race. Okay? So basically what I'm saying is you want to know about factors that actually contribute to cars going around a racetrack quickly, rather than wanting to know how many cars are in the race. And this translates back to our search engine example, because what I'm saying is you don't want to know how many pages are competing for a keyword. What you do want to know is how strong the top pages are. So if you look back at SEO, we go to Google again, and you have a set of Google results. You have the top 10 currently ranking pages. Those are basically the fastest cars in the race. Now what you want to know is how fast are these cars? How strong are these websites in SEO metrics, right? So the equivalent of horsepower and so on would be things like the on-page optimization of these pages, the domain age and domain authority of these pages, and of course backlinks. You want to know how many backlinks go to each of these pages, and not only the amount of backlinks but also the quality of the backlinks going to each of these pages. If you know all of this stuff about all of the top 10 pages, then you have a pretty good idea of how difficult it's going to be to rank, because essentially you simply have to beat all of these metrics, right? If you can do better on-page optimization, you have a higher domain authority, and you have more and better backlinks to your page, and that's the most important factor, then you can outrank whatever else is ranking there. Okay, does that make sense so far? Now, there's one more thing here about this number when you type a keyword in quotes. And that is, this screenshot here is actually one that I made a couple of months ago. And here for dog training manual, you see we had 194,000 results. If I go to Google now and I type this in, dog training manual in quotes, now we have 7,240,000 results. Because guess what? Google is expanding its index all the time. New web pages are being created, and also the way Google calculates this number is changing all the time. So that's another problem with this keyword research recipe. If you have an ebook and it says type the keyword in quotes, and if the number you see is lower than 100,000, it's a good keyword. Well, if that ebook was written 2 months ago, the number is no longer relevant. That's just kind of, I hope that's at this point the final nail in the coffin of this idea of doing a search in quotes. So yeah, let me, before I head on, there's a lot more to say, but before I go on, does that make sense so far? Does it, do you see why this search in quotes thing isn't such a good idea, and that there's a better alternative perhaps?
Yeah, that's brilliant, Shane, and a lot of people are chiming in. A lot of people loved your car analogy that you gave, and getting tons of yeses. And I kind of want to reiterate just what Shane says, because it's so vitally important that everybody on the call understands this. It would be fantastic when it came to keyword research if you could literally just follow a number, right? Like what he calls a recipe, where, okay, it has this many results in exact quotes, and it's got this much search volume, and so therefore any keyword that I use that somehow meets these magical metrics is going to be really good, and I'll probably make money with it. And I'm sure you've heard that pitch over and over again. You probably followed that formula before if you've done keyword stuff. It's great that people offer that, but really honestly, They're giving you a very simplified solution that doesn't actually hold up in the real world. And Shane, without really even getting into all the reasons, just a couple of them, has completely destroyed why you should even attempt to ever try to make money using that kind of keyword recipe, where if it has this many competing results and this many people search for it, therefore I will or will not go in to that niche or use that keyword. Right, Shane?
Yeah, exactly. And to get back to what we talked about in the beginning, this is what I was doing wrong. This is how I did my keyword research, and this is why none of my initial sites made any money. I didn't know about the 3 crucial keyword metrics that we just talked about, and this is how I tried to find out about competition strength, and it simply does not hold up in the real world. And I absolutely agree. I would love it if it were that simple, okay? You would not hear me complaining if it were that simple to find good keywords. That would be great. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. All right, so yeah, so as we said, this searching quotes, number of competing pages thing has nothing to do with competition strength. Just don't do it. And if you have any doubts, watch the replay of this webinar when it's posted, or if it's posted, and just watch it again, because it has to be like 100% clear to you that this doesn't work and why this doesn't work. Now the thing is, it would be one thing if this was just a bit of bad advice that people tend to give. If it was just in ebooks and whatnot, you get this piece of advice. I could say, okay, try not to buy crappy ebooks. That would solve the problem. But here's the thing: it's not just bad advice. It's actually in your keyword research tools. This is a screenshot from Keyword Elite 2, which is a pretty popular keyword tool. This here, you have your list of keywords, and this number here is exactly that. This is the number of competing pages when you type the keyword in quotes. Okay, this is nonsense. And then over here, I love this. They have the results to searches ratio, which is a calculation based on nonsense. Great. Go and work with that, right? This is, again, inside a keyword tool that people paid a lot of money for. You have these numbers which make absolutely no sense. Here's another one. This one's called Keyword Strategy. It has many different columns here for your keywords, and one of them is competition, which is, guess what? The number of competing pages in Google if you type the keyword in quotes. It's right there. Again, this is a thing that people pay a lot of money for. Here's another one. We have Market Samurai, probably the best known keyword tool out there. And guess what? There it is. We have SEO competition, which is the number of keywords, the number of competing pages if you type the keyword in quotes. And also, as a second thing, you'll see over here, match type for some reason is set to broad as standard in Market Samurai, which is completely absurd. It should be exact, otherwise all of these numbers are completely meaningless. And in case you're wondering, you can also do all in title and all in URL searches, and you have these numbers here as well in Market Samurai. I don't want to go into much detail on that, but an all-in title search or an all-in keyword search is just a different variation of counting how many cars are in the race. That's like saying how many blue cars are in the race. It still doesn't help you in finding out how tough the race is going to be to win. Okay, so all of these, all of the numbers that you get from Google are not going to tell you anything about competition strength. And think about it. Google are going to make sure that they do not provide any kind of metrics themselves about how difficult it is to rank for a keyword. They do not, Google don't want to help you manipulate search results. But anyway, this is, as I said, we have these myths about keyword research. This is the biggest one, and it's so big that this thing is even inside our most reputable keyword tools. Now, not to be unfair towards Market Samurai, they do have a third step here, which does a proper top 10 analysis, okay? You have your top 10 ranking pages, you have domain age, page rank, backlinks, and stuff like that. And this is the real SEO analysis. This is the real competition analysis. It's just too bad that there's a step in between, which is rubbish. And finally, just as a quick notice, there are also some keyword tools that do kind of a quick and dirty keyword analysis. where all you get is a difficulty analysis based on this number of pages when the keyword is typed in quotes. That's all they do. So keywords like Market Samurai at least have a third step where you can get more details. Some keywords don't even do that. And personally, I think it's not okay that people are making tools like that and charging money for them. So as you can see, it's everywhere. And even though it's everywhere, even though it's the most popular keyword research thing out there, it simply does not lead to good keywords. And the first thing you need to do if you're doing any kind of SEO is you need to stop doing that. Now, we've looked at the three crucial keyword metrics: search volume, keyword value, and competition strength. I showed you how to find the correct search volume. Quick reiteration here. Basically you uncheck broad and phrase in the Google Keyword Tool, you only check exact match, and you look at these search numbers. These are the real search volume numbers. We've looked at how to evaluate a keyword by checking how specific it is and so on, or by checking the AdWords competition and cost per click. Now the question is, how do we find out about competition strength? And this is the tricky part. How do we find out about competition strength? I want to show you a practical application of the whole process here, as I promised, including how to find competition strength. I'm going to show you very quickly a keyword strategy for finding keywords for a review site. Okay, and I want to make this disclaimer. This is just one of many ways to do keyword research, and because of time limitations, I'm going to go through this quite quickly. Just to give you one possible example. The overall process is this. You want to check the popularity of the niche, then look for popular brands, then find product keywords, and then find related information keywords. Now, to get started, let me actually go to Amazon and take a look around here, because I have a fitness-related site that was doing quite well, and so I thought, maybe there are some more products in the fitness niche that I could promote. So one of the things I like to just look for products on Amazon, and I'm going to look at supplements here, because on Amazon the cool thing is if you find a product on Amazon, you know that you can promote it because Amazon have a affiliate program, right? So even if you don't find the product anywhere else to promote, you can promote it as an Amazon affiliate. So the first thing I do is just do a broad search on Amazon to get an idea of what kind of products are listed here. So we have, and also to get an idea of the brand names. We have Optimum Nutrition, multivitamins, we have BSN, No Explode, whatever that is. Here's another, this is omega-3 supplement, protein powder, another protein powder, mass gainer. And already I'm seeing, by the way, I'm seeing some different types of supplements, and I'm already seeing some popular brands here because, for example, BSN tends to pop up again and again. The same for Optimum Nutrition. And so I just browse through Amazon for a little bit to get an idea of what kind of products are out there, what kind of brands are out there, and so on. Now, another thing I would do is if I go to Insight, Google Insights. If we go here, I can get an idea of a broad niche evaluation. I can go supplements. I'm just going to do some very, very broad search terms. Let's say fitness, supplements, maybe protein and creatine, and do a search for that. And what I'm looking for, I get these trend lines here. And what I'm simply looking for is I want to know, is it an increasing trend, a declining trend, or a flat trend? And with all of these terms that I typed in here, these are all trending relatively flat. This one, the yellow one, protein, is going upwards a little bit. And that's a good sign. I don't want to get into a niche that's on its way down. But this here seems to be pretty stable, so that's cool. I can work with that. We can also go in here and do some stuff like this: supplements, fitness supplements, protein, creatine, same thing here. Do a search for that and just look at the search volume to get an idea of the size of the niche. So we have 60,000 people for supplements, 250,000 for protein, 200,000 for creatine. Those are very big numbers. So that tells me there's a lot of traffic in this niche. That would be the top level niche evaluation, okay? And by the way, what I'd also do is I'd create a spreadsheet here. I'd put in these keywords. I'd write down all of these values. I've already done this here because I'm guessing you don't want to watch me fill out these fields here for 5 minutes. And I'd look at AdWords CPC, AdWords competition, trends, and this gives me a good idea of whether or not a niche is worth going after. If these numbers are high and the trends are increasing or flat, I can go for it. Now the next thing I would do is look for brand names. I'm going to actually copy these brand names here, put them in here, because I want to know which are the most popular brands in this niche. And I do that by just looking at the search volume. I can see BSN has a very high search volume, Muscle Tech has a high search volume, Dymatize and Optimum Nutrition. These seem to be some of the most popular brands. Sports, not so much. USP Labs also not so much. Okay. Also, again, in my thingy here, I could fill out all of these fields. Type in search volume, CPC, and so on to get an idea of the most popular brands. Now, the next step would be, let's use Optimum Nutrition as an example. And do a search for that. Now, here's the idea. What I'm looking for are the most searched for product names for this brand that I might be able to rank a review site for. Okay, so we have, I'm looking at the search volume over here, Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard. This is a product name keyword that a lot of people are searching for. So if you remember in the keyword metrics, if we have a specific keyword with a product or brand name inside it, we can be pretty sure that there's money to be made off of that keyword. So that's pretty cool. Here we have Optimum Nutrition reviews. That's also quite interesting. People are actually looking for reviews specifically. And then we have more creatine powder, casein, that's probably some other supplement. Serious Mass, again, that's a product name. So here I get an idea of which are the most popular products. And out of this keyword list, I can start picking product names and doing a competition analysis on those product names. Now, I'm going to go with Optimum Nutrition reviews here. First step is I look at the actual, pluralizing, I think. So I look at the actual currently top 10 ranking sites here, okay? And I see I have OptimumNutritionReviews.com, then Amazon, then Bodybuilding.com. These are some authority sites. SupportSupplementReviewer.com. I bet this is an affiliate site as well. SupplementShack.co.uk. So I can see who is currently ranking. So if you remember correctly, what we want to do is we want to find out how difficult is it to outrank these sites that are currently listed here. And here's how we do that. We want to find out. One thing I can do is I can use the SEOquake plugin. This is SEOquake, that's a free plugin for Firefox and Chrome. And if I activate this and I look at one of these pages, it will load the page and it will give me some additional data about this site here. Here we go. So what I see here is two things I see here that are interesting. It's a PageRank 0. And it has 1,240 indexed pages. It's also not very old. So that's good. That's the domain age. That's good. PageRank 0, well, that's great. Easy to outrank. 1,240 indexed pages, that's a lot. This is a big website. But it's not very old. So I could write down these numbers here and then look at the second result. This is Amazon, so this is probably going to be going to be a bit more impressive. PageRank 5, whoops. Index pages, a gazillion, very old. So this will be a lot tougher to outrank. And so on. I'd look at at least the top 5 results here and get these numbers. Now, the tricky part is I want to know about backlinks. Okay, so if I grab this URL here, one cool tool that, well, a lot of people used to use Yahoo to figure out how many backlinks a site has. That's no longer an option. It doesn't exist anymore. Now, Open Site Explorer is pretty cool. I can do a search for a URL here, and I get a bunch of interesting data here. I get page authority data, domain authority, a number of linking root domains, total backlinks, and these are really the interesting numbers here, right? This is what I want to know. Unfortunately, I can only do this 3 times per day. It's limited. This is owned by SEO Moz, and it's limited. If I do this if I try to do this a 4th time in one day, it will tell me I have to upgrade to a paid subscription. So that's not really an option anymore. Another option here where I can do a few more searches is Ahrefs, and I can explore this, and here I can get backlink numbers. So here it tells me there are 22 backlinks from 10 different IPs. And again, I can write down these numbers. So we have PageRank 0, title optimized, yes, I think in this case, number of backlinks 22, 10 referring IPs. Okay. And I will go and do this for all of the top ranked pages. So next page is an Amazon page. So we want to know how many people are actually ranking to this specific URL. 139 from 38 IPs. This was PageRank 5. No, 139. What was it, 88, something like that, and so on. Again, you don't want to watch me fill out these forms here, but that's what I basically do. I'd analyze, count the backlinks, PageRank, and so on of all of the top 5 or top 10 ranking pages here, and I do that one keyword after another. Now, before everyone falls asleep or leaves, I know this takes a long time, and the trickiest part here is getting the SEO info because, as I said, Yahoo Site Explorer is not available anymore, and getting backlink numbers and stuff like that without having to pay for it is very, very tricky. And of course, this whole thing is way too much work, and that's why we have keyword tools to do this work for us. But still, I wanted to show you like the manual work that's behind it. First of all, just so you know it's possible, and secondly, so you can kind of understand the process of how to evaluate the competition strength. Now, as I said before, with something like Market Samurai, you can get this top 10 analysis with the backlink numbers and all that stuff. You can get that done a lot more quickly than if you go and fill out spreadsheets yourself, obviously. But even here, doing one analysis like this for one keyword takes like 1 to 2 minutes, depending on the speed of your internet connection. So even here, if you have a list of like 200 keywords and you want to analyze them, it's still going to take way too long. It's still going to take hours and hours of time. And this is what I struggled with keyword research tools, and that is why ultimately we made this. We made a keyword tool of our own. Keyword tool called SECockpit, and let me show you what it does and how it does it. So instead of doing all of this tired stuff here, I'll get rid of some of these tabs here. What we're going to do is I'm going to log into SECockpit. It's an online application. So I simply log in here. You can access it from any kind of internet-enabled device. And so let's do the same thing here. What do we have? We had optimum nutrition, right? Optimum nutrition, do a keyword search on that. And in fact, what did we have here? If I want to do a niche evaluation, the very first step I showed you, I grab a few general niche keywords. I go in here, I click on this icon, keyword search from list, I paste in my list here, and I have this go. And now we have two tabs open here where we're waiting for results. This can take like 20 to 30 seconds before we get anything back here. So, and actually, let's just wait till we get a few results here, and then I'll explain what exactly is happening in the background as this spinner is going. And once again, we're basically doing the same thing. I'm trying to do the same thing here that we did manually inside inside the Google AdWords keyword tool. I'm going to do inside SECockpit. All right, niche evaluation. Right here, I see all of the keywords I typed in. I see the exact match search volume for each one of them. I see the cost per click and the AdWords competition value. Plus, I can select all of them, click on search trends, and get the search trends for all of them compared right away. So that was slightly quicker than the manual way of doing it, right? But it gets better. If we go in here and we get the results for this, there we go. Let me sort these. So here we have a bunch of keywords, and as you'll see, we have stuff like creatine, protein shakes, and so on, which aren't all related to the brand name I typed in, Optimum Nutrition. So there are two things I can do. Either I can apply a filter here to get the product names, or I can do a different kind of search. Let's do that with one of the other brand names we found. Let me check this one here. Let's say Dymatize, okay? I'm going to do a new keyword search, Dymatize, oops, like this, and I'm going to select Google Suggest Synonyms as a keyword source, save and close, and again it opens a new tab and starts a search. Now let me quickly explain what this does. I selected Google Suggest as a keyword source. Here's what this does. It will go to Google and it will type in my keyword, and as you can see here, Google makes a few suggestions, and it will grab all of these suggestions. Then it will enter a space and grab all of the new suggestions. It will enter the letter A, grab all of the new suggestions, B, grab all of the suggestions, C, and so on. Okay, it will also enter all of the numbers possible and grab every one of these listed Google suggestions. And these are often keywords that you cannot find in the Google AdWords keyword tool, and they're very closely related to your original keyword. So here we have it. Here we have all of the Dymatize product name keywords and brand name keywords that Google could find. 285 keywords. And okay, at first glance you might be thinking, okay, what do we have here? It's a list of keywords with a bunch of data. I've seen this before. Well, here's the amazing thing. You have a ranking analysis, a difficulty analysis for each keyword over here. This rank 1 to 10 column tells us how difficult it is to rank. So if you see a large orange bar, that's a difficult keyword to rank for. If you see a small orange bar, that's an easy keyword to rank for. And here's the thing. If I double click on a keyword, it will open a new tab, and it will show me the top 10 analysis. These are the currently top 10 ranking pages for this keyword, and it will show me the entire SEO analysis for all of these keywords. So we have MozRank, which is an equivalent to Google PageRank. We have page authority, we have domain authority, we have the number of backlinks and the number of juice backlinks. And number of juice backlinks, this simply means this is the number of backlinks that are actually sending link juice to this page, meaning they're not no-follow backlinks, they're basically high-quality real backlinks. Also down here we have a trend graph. But here's the important thing. This top 10 analysis here has been done, it's already done for every single keyword in this list, okay? Every single keyword has already been analyzed. Because as you can see, when I click this, it only takes like 2 seconds to open. because, as I said, this data is already there. We're not, like every other keyword tool, going and fetching this data afterwards. In other words, if you have a list like this here with 305 keywords in the list, that means we've analyzed the top 10 results for 305 keywords. In other words, we've analyzed 3,050 different web pages to bring you this competition analysis. And so if we do another one, I can't remember what else we had. Yeah.
Hey Shane, can you go look at the keyword strength analysis tab again for one of those keywords?
Absolutely.
Hey man, those last two columns, is that Facebook likes for that page, and
Yes.
Facebook times it was shared?
Yes. I have to, because the screen is a bit small here, I'm going to remove this. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Let me remove a few of these columns. Oh, that's not working. Hold on a second.
Dude, I haven't
actually
seen
have more
any
than
tool,
that.
I haven't seen any
There we
tool
go.
that gives you the Facebook likes and Facebook shares like this.
Yes, I was going to go to that. I was going to get to that. We also get social data, so we check the number of Facebook likes, number of Facebook shares, number of tweets, and number of Google Plus ones that each of the top 10 pages has gotten. Okay, so let's see if we can find a more difficult keyword. Maybe here we have some more social stuff going on. And this depends really strongly on the type of niche and type of keyword you're looking at. But here, for example, you can see the top ranking page is quite a bit of social activity. They have 162 Facebook likes, 339 Facebook shares, a few tweets, and 2 plus ones. And these, of course, are also factors. I'm sure you've heard talk about this, you know, like the new factor in Google rankings are social signals. And yeah, SECockpit is the first tool that gets social signals in bulk. So we get
wow, man, this is incredible, because now you even know, now you're taking this beyond just the search engine and number of backlinks. Now you know how to target a social media strategy around rankings.
Exactly.
Man, I'm blown away, because last time I saw the tool, this wasn't there. So wow, this is incredible.
Pretty cool, right? And again, you know, let me close some of these tabs here, install a lot of this, because here's the thing. If we, I'm just going to open I'm going to do a new keyword search here, and let's say creatine. Creatine, do a keyword search on that, and we start, and as you saw, it opens up, there's a spinner, and there's like 30 seconds where nothing is happening. But here's the thing. What's happening in the background is we're getting this entire list of alternative keywords, and wow, we're already done. It's bringing back all of these keywords, and it's analyzing the top 10 currently ranking pages for every single keyword in this list. And this SECockpit is faster than anything else you can do to do keyword research. If you have 200 friends and they all use Market Samurai, and you get like on Skype with them and say, okay, we're all gonna start at the same time. Every one of us is going to do one keyword each, right? Analyze one keyword each in Market Samurai. You'll still be slower than SECockpit. You and 200 or 500 of your friends, because SECockpit analyzes top 10 competition for hundreds and hundreds of keywords per minute, while tools like Market Samurai, Keyword Elite, and so on do about one, you know, they do like one top 10 analysis per minute or one top 10 analysis per 2 minutes. There's absolutely nothing out there that has this kind of speed. And here's the other thing. First of all, or here's the important thing. The first important thing is that there's no second step involved. I mean, you can always double click a keyword and take a closer look at everything that's going on here. You can take a closer look exactly at, you know, what all of these ranking factors are, what the social signals are, what the trend is like, and all that. But you don't have to, because all of this data that you're looking at on this page has been crunched down into this little orange bar here. Okay, and what's great about this is that it allows you to start filtering through a list immediately. Okay, right now we have a list of 543 keywords here. We want to find the best ones, right? So let's find the best ones. Let's say I want, if we have this orange bar, if you imagine this as a representation going from 0 to 100, I want keywords that are easy to rank for. So I'm going to add a filter that says, make this number lower than, let's say, 50, okay? Boom, okay, we're down to 397 keywords. Now, I also want keywords with a good amount of search volume. So let's say I want the search volume to be higher than, let's say, 500 exact searches a month. All right, we're down to 44 keywords. I also want, remember the monetization factor. I also want the keywords to be profitable, so I want the CPC to be higher than $1, and I want the AdWords competition to be higher than 50. Okay, we've now narrowed down a list of over 500 keywords to 12, and I'm going to tell it, show me the easiest one to rank for first. There you go. So how long does this take? With narration, it took me about 20 seconds to narrow down a list of 500 keywords to the 12 best keywords that have the highest search volume, are easiest to rank for, and have high competition and cost per click in AdWords, meaning you can make money off of these keywords.
All right. Hey, Shane, I'm going to interrupt you here because I want to recap. I'm seeing a lot of questions, and I want to recap what you've just accomplished in literally a couple of minutes. First, you typed in a keyword, and the tool automatically didn't just go find some keywords that were sort of related. It used different methods to find all the possible keywords, including going to to Google, the suggestion tool, right? And typing in every possible combination automatically, like you showed, like the keyword, the main keyword, and then the letter A, and then the letter B, and then the letter C. So every possible combination and grabbing all those. So that in itself is insanely amazing. Then you're able to quickly analyze all of these keywords, quickly sort and filter out, because when you use other tools, filtering out the keywords is probably one of the most difficult parts because you have to do it manually on each keyword, right?
Right. Yeah.
You are able to analyze on a per keyword basis all of the strength of competition, like real strength of competition, not what the other tools call that, and including all of the social media markers, which are so important to Google now, which no keyword tool has. Now, a couple of very, very savvy, actually a whole bunch of very savvy people on this call said, wow, you're doing a lot of searches. I've done this with tools like Market Samurai and got my IP address banned by Google because it was doing too many searches. Now, I already know the answer to this, so I want you to explain that to those people. Why is it that you can do all this stuff with SECockpit and you will never get your IP address banned like you would with a Market Samurai tool, for example?
Yes, I'm really glad that you brought that up, because yeah, that happened to me as well, right? I've used like every keyword tool I ever got my hands on, and this happened to me all the time. I was doing keyword searches, and then suddenly it doesn't work anymore, and when you try to do a Google search, you have to fill out a CAPTCHA, right? I think this has happened to everyone who's done a lot of keyword research. This will never happen to you with SECockpit, because none of this is happening through your connection. Okay, none of this is going through your internet connection or your IP address. So your IP address can never get banned. And how do we do this? Well, look, at the back behind SECockpit, there is a pretty large server farm. There are thousands of proxies, and there is genius level technology that I don't even begin to understand. I'm not the developer of SECockpit, right? I'm kind of the co-owner, and I do a lot in terms of determining what kind of features we include and so on, and I do the marketing, but I'm not the guy who develops this thing. The guy who develops this thing is Sam, my partner, who is incredibly good at coding, and seriously, most of the stuff I don't even know how he does it. But what I do know is you can search with this all day long and you will never get your IP banned. You also don't have to buy proxies and stuff like that.
So there it is. There's the answer for the folks that have used
Yeah, I
Market
want to weigh in.
Samurai.
I want to weigh in.
Go for it.
Yes, what Shane just said is incredibly powerful. I don't think people understand that completely. I just want to make sure everybody does. You don't necessarily know exactly how it works. And frankly, I don't quite get it, even though I spent it like an hour with Sam and having him explain to me how the technology works. But the bottom line is you can pretty much run search after search, and they're very fast, and it's web-based, so you don't have to install anything on your computer. And you'll never have to worry about Google slapping your IP, shutting down your search abilities. You won't have to worry about cracking captchas. You won't have to worry about becoming some sort of proxy ninja. You won't have to worry about Sam and Shane's thing shutting down. I'm sure there's something on the inside of the members area when people sign up for this tool, Shane, that probably goes into more detail about how this whole thing works. But the bottom line is you don't have to worry about it because it's a non-issue. So if that's an objection you're having, park that and put it away because it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
so Jason, great explanation. So for the people that have run into that problem, they already know that it's a pain because it literally stops you from working for that day or for several hours because Google won't let you do more searches. For the people that don't know what we're talking about, if you're going to do a lot of keyword research, Google doesn't want you to just keep hammering their service. So if they notice you're doing too many searches using other keyword tools that are installed on your computer, they will, after a little while, just shut you down. They'll shut your IP address down, and you cannot search Google anymore until you type in CAPTCHAs or until some time expires and all kinds of things. This will never happen with this tool. Now, Shane, I don't know if you're going to cover this or not, but I'm noticing something extremely interesting on the screen. Right to the right of the rank section there, and I see you're doing some more keyword stuff there.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just finishing this. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you're doing more. But to the right of the rank, the rank level there is a domains column.
Yes.
Dude, tell us about that one because I know that's hot.
Right. Okay. So another thing we do is we check for available .com and .net domains. Now, what you have to just right away remember that I started a product or a brand name search here, so you have to be aware you should never register a domain with someone else's brand name in it. All right, just don't recommend you do that. But in practice, we check for, as I said, available .com and .net domains, and you can see them indicated here. So there are two possibilities. If you see something like Y protein powder, you can click on the .com here, or the .com link here, and we will go straight to Namecheap. And you can see yproteinpowder.com is available, and you can put that in your shopping cart right away. The other thing is if you see it with dashes, N-E-T dashes, that means that Y protein with a dash, so y-protein.net is available in this case, and you can go and purchase that. So for people who are looking for exact match domains, this is also an option in here. Now another thing that I just did here is I expanded the keyword list. So
you've added a whole new tool.
Go ahead.
That people usually buy to check domains. You've added a completely new tool just in another column. That's incredible.
Yep. Yeah, and there's more. There are a lot more columns that you can get. So, for example, if you are a video marketing type guy, you can activate a column that tells you for which keywords there are video listings in Google. Okay, where Google is displaying videos next to thumbnails. That's something I used to do for a while. I used to do like YouTube video marketing. And there's more. But another thing I just did before is you can always expand the keyword list. So you don't have to start a new list for every search you do. You can always expand and just add more keywords into the same list as well. And another thing you can do is once we have this, I can do keyword filter. So if I'm doing a review site, I'm going to look for all of the keywords that have review in the name, right? So these are reviews that people are actually looking for. So let's look at the highest traffic ones here. There you go. These are the most searched for optimum nutrition product review keywords. And let's go on further here. Again, I want to filter. I want to say, you know what, something like this that gets 46 searches a month, that's not interesting to me. That's too low of a search volume, right? So I'm going to apply a filter. Say I want the search volume to be higher than, let's say, 150 or so. And now I want to see the easiest ones. There you go. This would be, out of all of the optimum nutrition brand name keywords, this is going to be the easiest review keyword that still gets a decent amount of searches. Okay, and by the way, if you're wondering about, 170, 320, these are low numbers, right? But remember, from the presentation we did before, I would much rather have, something between 100 and 300 visitors for a super exact or a super specific keyword like this than having, 5,000 visitors a month for a keyword like creatine. Because someone who's looking for Optimal Nutrition Pro Complex Review, they know exactly what they want, and it will be very easy for me to send them through my affiliate link to Amazon or somewhere else, and they will end up buying this product. So that's one way to do keyword research. But I've only shown you a few ways, so let me show you a few more. Let's say we go to ClickBank. Let's say you're selling digital products. Let's go to the marketplace here and browse the marketplace. I want to stay away from the typical, internet marketing type products here. Let's look at something like home and gardening and horticulture. I have no idea about this niche, by the way. Let's just look at one of the top products here. ClickBank product I can promote, right? Now, I don't know anything about this, aquaponics or whatever this is. I have no idea what this is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the URL here, I'll copy the URL, and I'm going to start a search based on this URL. Okay. And again, what's going to happen now is basically SECockpit is going to take a look at that website and find out which are, what kind of keywords are relevant to this website. And those would be possible keywords that I could use to then promote the website, or no, rather to then promote the product that's on the website. This aquaponics for you thingy, which is a ClickBank product. And so here we have it. Again, we have a list of 100 keywords here, and we can check them out. We can check out how difficult they are to rank for, how much search traffic they get, and so on. So this is another way to start a keyword search. And once again, you can drill down into all of these. You can see exactly what's going on. You can see exactly how difficult it is to rank for these. And there was something wrong there. And you can get all of the social signals and so on for each one of these keywords. There we go. So this could be like the starting point for a ClickBank product type promotion. And let me show you one more, which would be for a local keyword. Maybe you're doing local marketing, you're doing SEO consulting. And what you can do is, let's say I want to get Las Vegas plumber. Okay, let's say my client is a plumber in Las Vegas. Now, one of the problems with most keyword tools is if you type in something like this, you'll get tons of results that have nothing to do with Las Vegas. And to avoid this issue, I can actually target a specific city by going include terms and putting the city name in here. Doing a search like that. And then we'll see what kind of results we get here for Las Vegas plumber. So again, what I did is to make sure that all of the keywords are more relevant to my actual client, the city name as an include keyword. So I force the inclusion of the keyword Las Vegas in all of the results. And so here we have it. So we still get some stuff like, air conditioning, auto repair, which isn't exactly related. But for example, I can see that plumbing Las Vegas is the most searched for keyword, more so than Las Vegas plumber or plumbers Las Vegas. So that's for local keywords, and lots more. I can maybe do some more examples later on. I haven't even touched on some of the stuff that SECockpit does. For example, you can create projects for each one of your keywords. You can very easily create projects, and you can get task lists, and these are automatically generated where it will tell you what to do to promote your product, to promote your website, to get it ranked. So where you can go in and follow these tasks. One of the easiest ways to, if you want to follow a simple SEO program that's built into SECockpit, you can also keep track of your backlinks. You can paste in your backlink lists, and SECockpit will automatically check whether these backlinks have been indexed or not. So if you're ordering backlinks from a service, you can get a good idea of the quality of the backlinks by checking how many of them get indexed. Does this automatically. You don't have to do anything at all to make that happen. And there is a rank tracker which automatically tracks the rankings for your keywords. And it does so, and this is also very cool. With desktop-based rank trackers, I've used them and I really didn't like them at all because it's a pain. You have to update them manually. You have to start the program and you have to tell it, okay, go and fetch the new rankings, and then it can sometimes take a really long time until it gets those ranking results. And it goes through your connection, so again you have the proxy issue and so on. And here we have a rank tracker that just updates once a day. It's very simple. You can check all of the keywords and the positions, and you can click on the keyword down here and you'll see the ranking progression over time. You can see how this is happening, and this just updates once a day automatically. You set it up once and then it just runs in the background. You don't have to worry about it. And by the way, these are actually examples. This is an example of a site that I built using the method that I showed before, looking for a brand name and product name keywords in the dating niche here. This is exactly what I did with this website, just as a note. So rank tracker is also part of SECockpit and also part of what you can get today. Now, okay, there's still a lot of stuff that we haven't talked about, but I do want to get on, because I'm sure you're wondering about where you can get this. And one more thing that I haven't mentioned is that we get our data from SEO Moz. So the data in here, if we go and look at any one of these keywords, this top 10 analysis that you get, the Moz rank, page authority, domain authority, and juice links and backlink numbers, these numbers are provided by SEO Moz. And SEO Moz, if you don't know them, they're probably the most advanced SEO company online. They have an amazing setup where they basically run simulations. They try to emulate Google and they run simulations, and they have come very, very close to cracking the Google code. It's quite simply the best SEO data that you can get anywhere. This data, if you want to use it yourself, will cost you at least $99 a month. You have to get their subscription, starting at $99 up to $2,000 a month for this data, which is no wonder because it's absolutely worth it. And you get this data inside SECockpit streamed right in here at no additional cost. So having said all that, as you can imagine, and Will and Jason, they have wrung the best possible special offer out of us for you guys, and you can get it by going to this URL here. So there's a special offer that you can get on this webinar only, and it's a limited time offer, and you can get it only through this link that you're seeing right now on the screen. So you type this link into your browser and you'll get to the page, to the special offer sign up page. And so here's the deal, what you can get. You can get SECockpit. The normal price for SECockpit is $97 a month, okay? And you can go check that out on our public page. It costs $97 a month to sign up. And we have many, many customers who pay that and are very, very happy with it because it's a damn good price for this tool. But through this webinar, you can actually sign up, and again, only through the link you see on screen, you can sign up and get it for only $67 a month recurring, okay? And you keep the lower price for as long as you stay a member. And even more crazily, you can get it. You can get a 6 month subscription. You can get a half-yearly subscription for only $277 per half year. Okay, if you paid the normal price, $97 for 6 months, that would add up to almost $600. And right here and only here, you can get it for $277 for 6 months. So that is a pretty crazy offer, and that's the lowest price we've ever offered this at or ever will. Once again, you can go to the URL displayed on screen to get this offer, and that's the only place where you can get it. Now, do you want to add anything to this, or should I run through some more of the features that we have?
Yeah, Shane, real quick, I want to mention a few things. First of all, go to the offer you see on your screen. This is a special deal. You will never find it available anywhere else, and actually after this expires, which it does in a short period of time, then you won't be able to get access to it again. Here's the good news. If you sign up today, you're grandfathered in at the price that you see on the screen, meaning that for as long as you're a member at that price, you can keep that price. So you'll be saving at least $30 a month, if not more, if you go for the $277, which a lot of people do, and I think is the best option. Before you jump into some other stuff, Shane, I got a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
Tons of people were asking all these questions, so I kind of marked them down as we were going through and told them I'd cover them at the end. One of the questions I get a lot is, can you explain the niche column? So what was the niche column that was going on in SECockpit?
Yes. Okay. So let's look at one of our keyword lists where I haven't filtered everything down yet. Okay, I've filtered everything down everywhere, so let's remove some of the filters, which is also very simple to do. There we go. All right, now, well, I'm going to sort this by the niche column. All right, the niche column is, there's two things you need to know about it. The first is that it's basically, you can think of it as the search volume divided by the competition strength. Okay, the number of monthly exact searches divided by how difficult it is to rank. Now, what does this mean? This means that you can see why it's basically like the standard sorting for our lists is by the niche value. And you'll see why if I reverse this. If I tell it to show me the lowest niche value keywords first, you'll see, first of all, we get keywords that get no search volume at all. And obviously, those aren't interesting. You don't want to optimize a page for a keyword that nobody searches for. But also, we have keywords like this here. Here's a keyword that gets 73 searches a month, but it's almost impossible to rank for. And I'm sure you'll agree that it's simply not worth it, right? And even if we go a bit further here, well, we have a lot, you know, even here, 4,400 searches, that's a good amount of searches, but it's basically impossible to rank for this keyword. So these are keywords that you want to disregard because, I mean, nobody wants to do a search campaign for this. So what the niche value does is, ideally, it shows you keywords with a lot of search volume and low competition. But more importantly, it makes sure that keywords that have high competition and low search volume go to the bottom of the list. So that's just like as a first logical way to sort a list of 500, 600, 1,000 or more keywords, we use the niche value.
So the more green, the better, yeah?
In general, yeah.
In general, yes. And then you have to take into account a few other things as well.
Exactly.
Okay, Shane, I got to ask another question I've been getting over and over and over again. What is the training that accompanies this keyword tool called SECockpit? I mean, do you just like basically say, here you go, figure it out, or is there some really good training that goes on with it?
Right, here's what we have. When you log into SECockpit, this is the first thing you'll see. And you'll see this quick start video. You can click on this and it will give you a very short video that basically shows you how to get started as quickly as possible. Then there's the manual that you can download, a PDF manual explaining all of the features in detail. And there's this link here for tutorial videos. And you can click on that and you'll see that there's a video for every feature in the tool. There's a separate video explaining exactly what it's about and how to use it and so on. Plus, in addition to that, there are some training videos where we go beyond just keyword research. You can see, for example, an example of a live keyword search done with SECockpit. But also videos like how to build a website, how to optimize your WordPress settings and stuff like that. That goes beyond just keyword research. That's also part of the training you get. And there's also a help desk. So if you have any questions, you simply click on this here and type in your question, and we'll help you out with whatever your concern is. So, training and support is very, very important to us, and we make sure that you get as much training, and you get all the training you need, and you'll learn how to use this tool very, very quickly.
Hey Shane, real quickly, I want to answer this question that he asked. He says, because Chris is a Product E-Class student, and he goes, how would you use this tool, for example, with your one problem, one solution, one sitting style of product creation? Chris, this is exactly how I would use this tool. I would go to a site that has a product that kind of addresses the same angle that I'm going to address in my product, so they might have the same idea or solve the same problem. Then I'm going to take their URL and just dump it into SECockpit. And SECockpit in return is going to spit me out all kinds of results on what good keywords that I could get traffic for. And then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to build some really simple squeeze pages and things that I can get ranked. So I'm going to get all that traffic out into my list and then market my product to them. My one sitting, one problem, one solution product. Do you think that's a good strategy, Shane, to use this tool for?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, if you're doing list building, another cool thing if you're doing list building is that not every keyword you select has to be a super monetizable keyword, because if you get people on your list, you have more time to get their trust and to get them into a buying mood before you pitch them something. So you can actually go and look for some good information keywords that have high search volume, and maybe build a blog. Select a bunch of keywords that you want to build a blog around. You get traffic to your blog. You get those people on your mailing list, and you eventually sell them your product. Absolutely, yeah. And I think if you ask product creators, I think all of them do that. Some of them maybe not on purpose, but I think almost all of them have a blog or some kind of a site where they're getting Google traffic onto their list and eventually turning them into customers.
Excellent, Shane. A couple other questions I want to run through really quick. Say I'm in Germany and I want to use a German keyword, or heck, you speak whatever they speak over in Switzerland.
Well,
right?
we also speak German, yeah.
So,
so
do a German word that's not bratwurst, because everybody knows bratwurst.
Well, what do you want me to search for?
Well, what's Kapitan? Mean Kapitan, right? Let's do captain in German.
Okay.
Ooh,
so
you even put the accent mark in there.
Oh yeah, of course. So yes, so as you can see, you can select languages. All Google supported languages are in there. Location, all Google countries are in there, which is basically just every country on earth. So you do that, save and close, and yeah, same deal. This works for any language. It will get so first of all, it will get the German keywords, obviously, and German keyword suggestions, but also it will show you the search volume, the exact search volume in Germany. Okay, so this is how many people search for these keywords in google.de. And if you look at the detailed results, these are the currently top 10 ranking websites in German, in the German version of Google. And the same goes for every language, every keyword you can imagine. And it also supports like Cyrillic typesets and stuff like that. Absolutely no problem.
Excellent. So I told somebody in the chat box it worked everywhere besides Austria, but I was joking. It works pretty much anywhere. Any country where people are typing in keywords that you can monetize would be worthwhile to do this. Somebody had this question. It's a really good question. They say, you know, I'm paying X right now. I'm already a member of SE Cockpit, and I want to buy the 6-month deal. How would I do that? Do I have to go cancel what I already have, and then would I lose my save folders, or can I sign up now, or what's the best way to handle that, Shane? Well, I think if I had to guess, I would assume sign up now, then shoot you a support, and you can consolidate their account and make sure everything runs good.
Yeah, what you have to do is you can either send a support ticket first or sign up now, but what you have to do is if you're already a customer, sign up, and on the sign up page there's a little link that says log in with your SwissMade marketing account, and you, instead of adding a new name and new email when you sign up, you add your existing, you log in with your existing login information, and that way you don't lose your data. So yeah, you can absolutely do that. If you have any doubts, just shoot us a support ticket and we'll make sure everything gets transitioned nicely.
Okay, excellent. I have a couple more questions here. First of all, really quickly, what's the guarantee on this, Shane?
We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you have 30 days time to play around with it. And you know, with a keyword that's this fast, you basically have 30 days time to find a ton of good keywords already. And if for any reason you don't like it, you can get your money back, absolutely no problem. We very comfortably offer a 30-day money-back guarantee for SECockpit because almost no one takes it. Once you start using this and you see how awesome it is, you will not want to give it, you will not want your money back. You'll just want to keep using it. So,
yeah, I remember, Shane, I promoted this over last year. It was a long time ago I promoted this, yeah. And I still get affiliate checks from Shane every single month because people don't quit once they use it. And I don't know if I've ever seen any other program I've ever promoted have that kind of loyalty as this one. And you know, Will's promoted it a couple times. I've promoted it a couple times. We absolutely love it. The cool thing is, Shane, honestly, I didn't know all the new stuff that you added to it related to the Facebook stuff. And frankly, there's a ton of other stuff you've added to this that did not exist the last time that we spoke, which I love because you and I know Sam especially are consistently figuring out what the members are asking for that makes the most sense to help them, and incorporating it into this tool. And when you compare that to other keyword tools, it's like the other keyword tools are still in the 90s. They're like dinosaurs. Not only are they not have a nice web interface, meaning that you can run SECockpit anywhere on any computer. Heck, you could probably do it on an iPad, anywhere you can get an internet connection and log in. But beyond that, it's super fast. It has the most up-to-date stuff when it comes to what you're going to need to actually make money with keywords, and it has phenomenal training. And this isn't a flash-in-the-pan company that Shane's running here. Like I said, I promoted them over a year ago, and people are still using their system from when I promoted over a year ago. So that's how powerful that is. Okay?
Absolutely. And you know, we have, this is also very important, this is also one of the great things about having a web application, is we have 3 developers working on this practically day and night. They're like seriously working on this all the time. You know, updating it, making new features, making the whole thing faster and better, adding tweaks and so on. And you never have to like download and upgrade and update your software and restart Windows and stuff like that. It just, you log in the next day and there's suddenly an awesome new feature in there. So that's another real advantage of having it online.
Awesome. Here's another question. Say I have an outsourced worker, or maybe a couple outsourced workers that do my SEO for me currently, or maybe will in the future, or maybe I'm doing stuff for local businesses and I have an SEO worker or some sort of outsourcer that goes in and logs in. If I bought this, Shane, could I give the login access to one of my outsourcers or 2 of them? How does that work?
Yes. Okay, good question. So right now, the way we handle it is that you can give your, with your normal SECockpit account, you can share that login info with one VA, with one outsourcer. And what we're working on is, that's currently something that's being implemented, is a feature where you can have sub-accounts. So that, let's say you have a team of people who work for you, and you don't want everyone to be able to access everything in the account. you could get SECockpit plus 5 sub-accounts for your 5 VAs, for example, and have everything managed correctly with everyone having their own little projects and their own tasks and so on to work on.
Yes, excellent. And this is Swiss precision at its finest. Hey, Shane, here's another really good question. Reports. Can you run reports? What do you do with the data once you get it? How does that all work?
Okay, so there are a few things you can do if you want to kind of take the data out of SECockpit again. And one of them is you can, there are export features. So one of the things you can do if you just need a list of keywords, let's say I've done all the filtering in this list here, and I just want to create content, right? I want to get content for each of these keywords. So I select all of them, I say export, view selected keywords as text, and I get the keywords in a text field, I copy them and send them to my, to my content provider and say I want 1 article each, please, right? Very simple. But you can also export either all of the columns or all of the visible columns, so including the search volume, available domain, CPC, and all that. You can export that to an Excel spreadsheet or CSV formatted spreadsheet. So if you want to do like client reports, whatever, you basically run your searches in SECockpit, do your filtering in SECockpit, do the selection of keywords that you want to present to your client, export them into Excel, slap your logo on top of the Excel sheet, and there's your report. Again, this is something, sometime in the future we will have basically, like a consultant edition of SECockpit, which does automatic PDF reporting and stuff like that. That's not an option yet, but for now you can export and work with the data in any way you want.
Yeah, bottom line is one of the best applications I see for this is running a report for local keywords. So when Shane put in Las Vegas plumber, he also got all kinds of other Las Vegas keywords, and it'd be very easy for him to export those and show data when he approached specific clients, potential clients or leads in that location. So, it'd be fantastic if you could push a button and it'd generate a beautiful PDF that would drop everybody's jaws. But I mean, come on, this is a tool that retails, especially for you, at $67 a month, or I believe $277 for 6 months, which, by the way, that's not what the public pays. They pay a lot more than that. So let's be honest with you. If you want to pay Shane or I $1,000 a month, we could probably add that feature in for you, but in the meantime, you're going to have to do a couple minutes of manual work to generate a fancy-looking report, but you do have all the data, and you can export all the data very easily and very simply. Let me say one last thing that I want to sell you on when it comes to this product. And this, a really powerful thing that I think is incredible that Shane's tool does is he is a marketer. He is not a technician. Okay, his partner Sam builds this stuff. The problem with most keyword research tools is they're built by nerds and eggheads who do not know that much about marketing. Heck, they can't even market their own keyword tool effectively for the most part. There's only a very few people I know who build keyword tools, and they build it from the perspective of we're going to use these to make money. And so some of these other keyword tools that you might have already used or might be using currently or thinking of using, they're going to give you data, like nerds love data. But the data they give you isn't necessarily going to make it easier for you to make money. What Shane has basically is color-coded for your success. Oh, this orange bar doesn't have a lot of orange in it. That's a good indicator. This green bar has a lot of green in it. That's a good indicator that this is going to be a very profitable keyword that I should go after. And so he does a lot of the stuff for you so you don't have to think of it on your own, where most other keyword tools just give you data and say, well, good luck with this. Have fun. Not only does he give you the data, but he basically interprets it for you with very specific refined methods that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt work incredibly well. And so it takes a lot of the extrapolation of the data away from you because it does it for you. And frankly, I've seen and I've used a lot of keyword tools, and in my opinion, this is the best one that exists on the market. And it's very hard to impress me. If you've ever sat in a mastermind with me, with high-level marketers, they're even hard to impress me constantly, because I'm constantly saying I don't like that idea. I don't think that's that good. You can do better. This, that doesn't impress me. But this is something that does impress me, and that's why I'm so excited to be offering this. And this is one of the things that I have promoted in the past, and I'm promoting again right now. And we were able to work out a special deal this time with Shane and with Sam in order to get this to you. So I love this offer.com/SEC.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You have to see that I have been doing SEO for quite a long time, and keyword research and SEO was for a long time was my bread and butter, period, and still is a very, very important part of what I do. I have niche sites that are making me money. I do SEO for my sites. This is what I do, and with SECockpit, and also with, that's the great thing about the teamwork that I have with Sam, is that I basically get to make him build my dream keyword research tool, right? Because we basically field test everything that this tool does immediately, right? So what this is the perfect keyword research tool for someone who actually does keyword research with the purpose of making money off of it. That's how this whole thing was built. So to reiterate some of the stuff we looked at, let me just quickly run through some of these slides here. Yeah, as you saw, we have a ton of keyword sources that we get keywords from. From the Google Keyword Tool, we get up to 800 keywords per search that you do. We scrape Google suggestions, and we also scrape Google related terms. I didn't even show that, didn't get around to that. Related terms are the ones listed at the very bottom here. And SECockpit can also scrape those and analyze those for you. And it simply means that with SECockpit you have way more keyword opportunities to work with than any other tool. It's like everyone else is fishing in the same pond. And with SECockpit, you just expand your horizon and you just have way more to work with. We get fantastic competition data. We get the best data on the market from SEO Moz. This is the fastest tool on the market by far, by a factor of hundreds, and I'm not kidding when I'm saying that, because as I said, you and 200 friends all running Market Samurai at the same time would not nearly be as fast as SECockpit. We analyze social signals. It's the first keyword tool on the market to analyze social signals in bulk like it does, and as you saw, just to get the data that we present from SEO Moz, just to get that small component inside SECockpit, would usually already cost you more than $99 a month. And I briefly showed you can create search campaigns, you can create projects where you keep track of your sites, you keep track of the income and expenses you have, you keep track of the projects, and you have everything all in one place. You basically have one place where you manage all of your SEO stuff. Of course, as we mentioned, we offer you full support. We have detailed videos, detailed tutorial videos. We have a manual. We have a support desk that will help you with any questions you have. That's always part of the package here. I showed you this already. Bonus number one is an automatic rank tracking module. You can use this rank tracker for up to 100 keywords at no additional cost. And that doesn't matter how many domains there are. So you can have, if you have 100 different domains with one keyword each, that's okay. Or if you have one domain with 100 keywords, that's also okay. Up to 100 keywords, you can have automatic daily rank tracking at no extra cost. And if you want more, if you want 500 or 1,000 or more keywords, you can get those at a very, very low price. Bonus number two is you also get a guide that's called the Rich Content Optimization Guide, which shows you basically what I learned after a lot of experimentation with on-page content, with how to format the content on a page, what type of content to put on a page, and so on, to get maximum Google love. And you learn that in the Rich Content Optimization Guide, which you get for free with your purchase of SECockpit. Plus, as a bonus number three, you also get the so-called Website Keyword Strategy Guide, where you see how I personally use SECockpit to find not only single good keywords, but entire keyword groups to build entire websites around. And there's also two kind of tricky ways in which you can make money off of keywords even though they're not money keywords. and that's discussed inside the website keyword strategy guide. When you sign up for SECockpit through the link that you see on screen, you'll be able to go here, and again on the dashboard where you have all your tutorials, you also have these 2 PDF guides that you can easily download right here. These are both of the bonus guides. All right, we have some more time for a Q&A, but also let me quickly reiterate, as we said, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee with absolutely no risk involved on your part, which means you can go to this link right now, which again, this is the only place, and it's only for a limited time, this is the only place where you can get this offer at such a low price. Okay, Jason, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was answering a personal question. Real quickly, I want to, let me throw this one out there at you, Shane. I've seen a couple people ask this. Let's say I already have an existing site.
Yes.
How could I use SECockpit on an existing site that I already have to make it a lot better in terms of make me more money if I'm not making, or make me some money if I'm not making money, or make me more money if I'm already making a little bit of money?
Yeah, okay, that's great. So look, there are 2 things you can do on your own sites. And well, the first one, obviously what you can do, as I showed you here with this URL example, this was a ClickBank product that I analyzed to find keywords, right? This could be your URL. You can take the URL of your website, put it in here, and get keyword suggestions. Now, there are 2 things you can do for your own website. The first one is you can look at the existing traffic that you're getting, or the existing content that you have, and you can optimize that content for keywords, for better keywords than it's optimized for now. The second thing you can do is you can find more stuff, more topics to add keywords, to add content about, right? So let's say, let's just imagine for a second that this here was my website, and maybe I have some content that's optimized for the keyword hydroponic systems, and maybe I have some content that's optimized for vegetable gardening, but I don't have any content that's optimized for aeroponic system. And so with SECockpit I can see, hey, this seems to be a fairly in-demand keyword, 1,000 searches a month. Seems to be pretty easy to rank for. Let's have a quick look at the details here. One of the columns is messed up, but never mind. So here we have, okay, we have very low mods rank, very low page and domain authority, almost no backlinks, basically no social activity. So this is a piece of cake. Okay, this is waiting for someone to create, and this could be, for example, a blog post optimized for aeroponic system, and there you go. That'll be an extra, if you get a #1 ranking, that'll be maybe an extra 500 people or so a month visiting your website. As an example, right? So you can do this analysis, and what you could also do is, while we're at it, you could go, okay, aeroponic system. Let's see if there's more, more keywords about aeroponic. Let's go with aeroponic. Get rid of that. Do Google suggest. Add a tag to these keywords so I can recognize which ones are the new ones. Expand this list and see if there are some more keywords related to this aeroponic thing to find ideas for additional content on your site. And this is something I do all the time. I also, when another thing you can do, I think I showed that before, is you can add a bunch of keywords from a list. So I would have to change that to English again. Before I publish a blog post, for example, if I have a blog post about something, for example, I have a blog post about how to optimize the loading speed of your website. So what you could do is just think about what could my title be, and say, maybe speed up website speed, increase web page speed, and so on. Add in a few ideas for keywords that you have that might be interesting. Do the search, and then you can quickly see which one of those keywords is gets the highest amount of searches and is easiest to rank for. And again, you can then start, so for example, increased web page speed, nobody searches for that, okay. Website speed is more popular than speed up website. So the next step is I could take website speed and expand this list like this to find out which would be the best keyword to use in my title and to use throughout that post to get the most amount of traffic. Those are just some examples that I would recommend.
Awesome. Thanks, Shane. Sorry I took a second to reply. I was trying to help Carolyn here. She was having trouble ordering. We couldn't get her taken care of, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to email you afterwards, Shane, see if we can figure out what's going on with her.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
So other than that, Shane, I know we've been on for 2 hours strong, and you are quite the machine.
Yeah, I can do more. Come on, bring it on.
Well, maybe you can, but unfortunately I can't. I got to be somewhere in a few minutes. And pretty much I think we could go round for round all day, and you either get it or you don't get it. I mean, how powerful this thing is. This thing is incredibly powerful when it comes to figuring out, hey, what kind of content should I create? What types of products should I create? Who should I go after? Which niches should I select? Where am I going to go to get traffic? Okay, this handles all that stuff. Oh, okay, I like this product. I want to promote this product as an affiliate. Grab the URL, drop it into here. These are all the keywords that I could use to get traffic. Out of all those keywords, these are the easiest ones to use. So these are the ones that I'm going to use. And then I'm going to create some content, put it on a site, and I'm going to get traffic. Now, how would I monetize that? I could either do it with an affiliate link to that product and other products related. I could just put plain old AdSense on there, or my personal favorite, I offer them a free gift in exchange for an email address, and now I got them on an email list, and I've used this to build my email list, and then I can continue to go back to that traffic again and again, making offers. All right? There's all that. In addition to that, you do realize that there's a whole business of flipping websites. So I'm going to take a wild guess, Shane, and assume that there's probably at least one person who uses SECockpit to build and flip websites for profit. Would that be a safe assumption to make?
Yes, absolutely. And there's also at least one customer I know of who almost exclusively uses it to buy and sell domains.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Domain
flip. Yeah, never mind building a website. Just find domains on interesting keywords and then go sell them to companies. And there's one guy I was in contact with by email who basically that's what he uses SECockpit for. He just buys tons of domains every day and sells them to people.
I never even thought about that aspect because most of the domainers that I know, that's what they like to call themselves, they use tools that cost them thousands of dollars to get that intel. And he's using a tool that's, if he probably pays more than what people in this call pay, but, $67 a month is what you could use this tool. So just flipping domains is powerful. Flipping sites, though, you can build a site and rank it very quickly with this intel that you're getting because your competition is not using this. Okay, they're using the standard stuff that's out there, and this is so far beyond that. So think of the competitive advantage you have. And so you can easily build sites, rank them high, and then just sell the website itself. And then there's, I know people making tens of thousands of dollars a month doing that. And their whole focus is on, okay, I'm going to put this keyword in, see what happens. Based on these results, I'm going to build this site, and then I'm going to sell it tomorrow for $1,000, or, in 2 days for $2,000, or in 5 days for $5,000, or whatever. So, so many different ways. Everything that you could think of to do online with internet marketing can be traced back to where if you had good keyword data, it would make that tremendously easier. And so this is really a really sweet deal.
The way you can think about SECockpit is that because we get all of this data so quickly, like the real asset you have is you have all this data to work with immediately. And in most other keyword tools, the data is either no good or it's, you have to get the data one by one for each keyword. You have to have proxies. You have to have all that stuff. In SECockpit, you have all the data all at once, and you can start filtering and working with it. And what it basically does is it's just a super reliable way of finding that golden needle in the haystack every single time. Okay, you give me any keyword with SECockpit, I will have, in 2 minutes, I'll have generated a list of 2,000 keywords related to that, and in 30 seconds more, I will have found the 5 best, easiest, highest traffic, most profitable keywords out of that entire pile.
Yes, while the other tool is still querying and still waiting to return even just a couple results.
Exactly, and there's simply nothing else that does that.
Yeah, I always urge Shane, when I met him last year in Vegas, I said, man, this would be the best way to sell this product. I said, you should run a test where you're like, on the left, this is, Market Samurai, or this is some other keyword tool. And on the right, here's ours. Now, at the same time, put in both keywords and show in real time the speed of SECockpit versus the competition. Because that's a dramatic demonstration, because I don't think you realize most keyword tools, they either do one of two things. They return the data manually one by one, which requires a lot of time to do that, or they cache the data, meaning the data you're getting is often like, what's the typical data caching for those keyword tools? Like a month behind, isn't it, Shane?
Yeah, that's possible, yeah.
So you're either way you're operating on data that is not current, or you're waiting one by one to get each result. And to do something like all the related search terms or the Google suggest terms, and to do that in 30 seconds while on a webinar and using your internet connection for the webinar, that would take you at least 20 minutes in Market Samurai. I know that for a fact.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at some of the stuff we did here, here's a ClickBank product, here's a local keyword, here are some. Well, I removed the filters, but we had a bunch of product name keywords. This is about 2 weeks worth of intensive keyword research that we did on this webinar while talking about other stuff as well.
Exactly. So, all right, Shane, we're going to wind this down. We'll send out this replay if we get it and it comes out good. So you got a very limited time to sign up to get this at this very special price, and then the page will go away where that URL takes it to. So please get in. If you're having any issues at all, write to support, and we'll see if we can get you taken care of, or if Shane can get you taken care of, or Sam. And this is going to be awesome for you. I'm excited that you have this ability to get in and use this tool that so very few people have a chance to even use in their business. So thank you so much, Shane.
Thank you so much, Shane. Appreciate it. Everybody take advantage of this offer if you do keyword research, and every one of you probably does. It'll save you time, and it'll give you the right information. Remember, when you build a house, you need to have a solid foundation, and this is the tool that will give you that solid foundation. Absolutely. Best tool out in the market. No questions.
Okay, hey, thank you very much. Thanks, guys, for having me. And thanks for attending. I hope you enjoyed the webinar as much as I enjoyed doing it. I always love playing around with SECockpit, and I hope that with all the stuff we talked about, that from now on you'll be doing the keyword research part right. Obviously, I hope that you'll sign up. I'd love to see you on board SECockpit. So thanks, everyone. Thanks for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.